talent development and support services. Talent identification is the multidisciplinary screening of athletes in order to identify those with the potential for world class success. Um, Working in partnership with UK Sport, the National Institutes of Sport and NGBs of Sport are committed to systematically unearthing sporting talent in the intentions of winning medals and world titles, such as at the Olympics winning a gold medal. And this is done through the talent identification programs. Various reasons for doing this is that it means all potential performers can be screened. It means performers can be directed to sports most suited to their talents. It means the development process can be accelerated as a result of the information gained. It means efficient use can be made of available funding for talent ID schemes. It means the chances of producing medalists are improved, and they also provide a coordinated approach between organisations such as NGBs, the EIS, and UK Sport. So there's a lot of reasons for why these programs are used, and it is a very long process, but worth it, as we use performers from the talent IDs in sport, in competitions such as the Olympics, and over the past few years at the London 2012 especially, we won the most gold medals we ever did, and I think that might have even been improved in 2016 in Brazil. So what are some of the disadvantages of using these programs? So they may miss late developers. They require high levels of funding. These things aren't cheap. They do cost a lot of money to sort of do. And then once, even after people have qualified to go on these training courses after the talent ID, they then have to raise money for themselves as well. It's not easy even once you've even been seen by these people. You do have to raise a lot of money for yourself, for competitions, for training, for loads of things. They require large numbers to be tested, to be of use. There are no guarantees of success. You might put all your work into this talent ID program, and you might come out of it not even getting any success out of it. And as well, for UK Sport, it's a huge risk as well, because they may not get a medalist in that group of people, and that's the aim of these programs. And also, many sports are in competition for the same talent pool. High-profile sports may attract more performers of the best, all the best performers. So these two pictures here are showing, the one on the left is a talent ID thing going on for football, and the one on the right is a very young boy doing some tests for his talent ID. I'm not sure what sport that's in, but these things are taken really seriously, as you would have expected. So what makes a talent identification program effective? So that is what helps improve the chances of the success of talent programs undertaken within the National Institutes of Sport, such as Girls for Gold, which is on this PowerPoint a little bit later. So there is a simplicity of administration and record keeping, evidenced through clear and appropriate division of roles. Performers can be analysed via a clear database of physiological information. Secondly, talent identification monitoring systems are used that are built on good practice and use appropriate tests. Thirdly, well-structured competitive programs and development squads are provided at various levels appropriate to participants' current level of performance, and that provides a structured route through to the elite level. Specialist high-quality training facilities to support progression are provided, and these are of a high standard. Funding is allocated to young up-and-coming performers at different stages of their development. Talent spotting is undertaken via high-quality coaches and high-quality talent scouts. There is also a high-level provision of support services, so scientists, physiotherapists, and these help support performers during their identification and progression. Organisations involved in talent ID work together And finally, equality of opportunity is ensured by allowing anyone who feels they meet the initial criteria for a program to apply to be part of it. And these can be, some of these can be remembered through the words talent, the anagram talent, as shown here. So T, testing facilities of a high standard, through to the other T, talent spotting via high quality coaches. So here is a link at the bottom of the screen to previous campaigns that have happened in talent identification. This is on the UK Sports site, and it gives a lot of information about what has happened previously and what goals were being set. And yeah, there's lots of stuff on the UK Sport website about what goals UK Sport had in mind for Olympics and how they did this through the talent ID programs. And here's this thing called the World Class Performance Programme. So UK Sport has adopted a funding philosophy which reflects potentially long journeys to the top, and this works on the basis of two clear distinct levels which make up the world-class pathway for individuals on this programme. So the first one is the podium, and this is designed to support athletes with realistic medal-winning capabilities at the next Olympics or Paralympics. So for example, this is a maximum of 4 years away from the podium. UK Athletics, like other NGBs, receives funding from UK Sport and the National Lottery, which enables them to offer financial support to a selected group of performers in their sport via this programme. So, for example, in the lead up to Rio, UK Athletics funded 21 podium group athletes in 2015 to 16, and that was including Jessica Ennis-Hill, Mo Farah, so all these people. And the second level is the podium potential, which was previously known as development, but it is now known as podium potential. And this was designed to support athletes whose performances suggested that they had realistic medal-winning capabilities at subsequent Olympic/Paralympic Games. So, for example, a maximum of 8 years away from the podium. And then beneath the podium potential level is the talent level, which does provide funding and support to identify and confirm athletes who have the potential to progress to the world-class pathway. The Futures programme, for example, is in place for British athletics, and this underpins this world-class performance programme, and it was designed to provide financial and medical support to young, talented athletes who are typically aged around 17 to 20 and their coaches. So yeah, I mean, the main aim for this performance programme is that it can take athletes many years to develop these necessary high-level skills and competitive maturity required to be at the top of their sport. So this programme aims to provide that for them and help them get to their goal, and ultimately UK Sport's goal. So an example of one of these talent identification programmes was Girls for Gold. And in June 2008, the UK talent team began a search for highly competitive sportswomen with the potential to become Olympic champions in certain sports which are highlighted on the PowerPoint. And it is the single most extensive female talent recruitment drive ever undertaken in Great Britain. And this was huge at the time. There was a lot of funding put into the 2004 Olympics. And then from Beijing, it really took off. UK Sport really took off on all these talent identification programs from Beijing 2008 and put masses and masses of funding. You can also view this on the UK Sports site, how much they did put in and how much they are still putting into today's Olympics. And Girls for Gold really started that, identification, especially for the London 2012 Olympics. And the link here shows what Girls for Gold was about, and what ultimately the talent identification program helped to achieve in London and also Brazil.